Have you ever wondered why, during a long, stressful week filled with university assignments and work, you begin to crave junk food like chocolates or sweets, even though you're not feeling hungry? You may notice this eating behavior occurs with various external stresses. Let's explore the impacts of these external stresses and why it may be causing us to reach for unhealthy food. The inability to cope with these external stresses can lead to feeling psychologically distressed. Psychological distress can be defined by an internal emotional suffering in response to one or multiple external stresses. Distress can include feelings of anxiousness, vulnerability, and sadness, and as such is closely linked to anxiety and depression. There is evidence to suggest that the uncomfortable feelings are often masked by overeating, commonly with high-fat and sugar foods also known as junk food. Let's take a look at some psychological theories to explain this behavior. The psychosomatic theory of obesity theorizes that eating is used as a strategy to reduce the discomfort of distress, which is also referred to as emotional eating. They found that obese people could not tell the difference between physiological hunger and anxiety. However, this behavior is commonly seen in normal weight people to regulate their emotions. But why do we commonly reach for these unhealthy foods? Operant conditioning is a method of learning that strengthens or decreases behavior through rewards and punishment. While eating, reward and gratification centers are activated when a particular food is eaten, creating a positive feeling. Successfully reducing negative feelings through food intake will reinforce this eating behavior. Generally, hyperpalatable foods have been identified as an influence on the activity from the brain reward center and positive chemical release. For example, chocolate. Chocolate releases serotonin, which is known as an antidepressant or the happy chemical, and endorphins are also released, which help reduce the feelings of stress. These findings indicate that emotional eating may be based on associations made between emotion and eating rather than a direct consequence of emotion. So does eating junk food reduce psychological distress? Eating high sugar and high fat foods causes neuroinflammation, which has been linked as an important pathogenic factor in major depression. Although you may feel positive feelings while consuming the food, the feelings that initiated the eating are still there. So how can this information help with your emotional and eating behaviors? Emotional avoidance through the use of food intake is a key factor in this research. Effective treatment involves accepting and engaging in problem-solving strategies to assist in one's ability to cope with distress. It can be as simple as, if I find I'm getting too anxious, I would do something to soothe myself, such as listening to music, reading a book, or riding a bike. When I am really angry, I do something to calm myself mentally, such as meditation or coloring in. Lastly, opting for healthier food options is also more likely to be beneficial while experiencing negative emotions. Various studies have found that a healthy diet is correlated with positive mental health and well-being.